What's good? We back with the Motor City Lions talking about what are the biggest issues for the Detroit Lions moving forward. And obviously, it's two big issues. I did a video, had to redo it after I heard about the news that the Lions interviewed Jim Bob Cooter for the head coaching position. And I must say, the biggest issue with the Detroit Lions is obviously the Ford family. We all know that. And obviously, Bob Quinn. He seems to be the idiot that I thought that he wasn't, you know. Now, I'm not going to call him a concrete idiot for sure that he's an idiot, but he's made some idiotic moves, and we can start off with him. He seems to be the number one problem. He seems to have the Ford's approval. He can do what he like, you know. Obviously, if anybody knew the Detroit Lions coming in before he got here, we knew what the number one issue was with the Lions. We've had high-scoring offenses here. Excuse me. We have stout defenses that rank 1 and 2 in the league. You know, we had great kickers from Prater to Hansen. He had a good punter in Sam Martin. You know, we had good linebackers in Levy. You know, Tyre Whitehead had an outstanding year. We had a good DB in Glover Quinn and Darius Slay. We had good pass rushers, Nick Fairley, Dominican Sue, Zeke Ansah, Cliff Averill, Sean Rogers, Corey Williams. I mean, you can go on and on. Kyle Vanderbosch. We had good offensive linemen. You know, had the best offensive line 1 year. Dominic Raiola, Rob Sims, and whoever else it was. You know, had good receivers. Megatron, Golden Tate, Nate Burleson. We had good quarterback, Matthew Stafford. So what's the one thing that the Detroit Lions haven't had? What's been the one issue? We have top offensive, top defenses. The thing that stand out the most from just watching the Lions fans for the longest. And I'll give you a hint. Our last 1,000-yard rusher was James Stewart that came over from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, you hit it on the head. It was obvious that Matthew Stafford had never had a running game. You take the running game away from certain quarterbacks, they're not the same. Look what happened when Ezekiel Elliott got suspended. Dakota Prescott or Ezekiel Elliott came in the league out of shape this year. Dakota Prescott, if you didn't know that was his real name, yes, Dak is not his real name. His real name is Dakota. He struggled without a run game. You know what I mean? Look at Jared Goff. Didn't have a run game last year. Sean McVay schemed their offense with that Los Angeles Rams around Todd Gurley this year. Golly. Look what happened. Their offense broke out. Stafford has never had a run game. Talk about Cam Newton. Had good run game. D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart, Christian McCaffrey now. Jonathan Stewart getting injured. Christian McCaffrey can't run between tackles. He sucks. Drew Brees getting old. They went, 7-9 last year. They added Alvin Kamara. Let Mark Ingram run wild with Alvin Kamara. They won the NFC South. Yeah, pretty good. So Bob Quinn had to fix one thing with the Detroit Lions, was fix the running game. He trusted in Amir Abdullah, a guy who's 5'6", who runs a 4.6. You think he's an every down back? Not even 200 pounds. He can't even run a 4.4. He's not your guy. You know, he's not your guy. That's the number one issue with the Detroit Lions. It's running the ball. If you don't know the importance of running the ball, let me break it down to you some of you casual fans. It helps the whole team. It gets you better field position. It helps you sustain drives. It helps Matthew Stafford longevity. It stops him from having to drop back 30, 40, 50 times a game. You know, it does. You know, every down back will pick up those 31s. Pittsburgh, when you couldn't get it in on the goal line, you tried to get it in 4 downs, a good running back would have got you in or gave you the threat of putting 8, 9 men in the box and committing to the run. Pittsburgh wasn't worried about the Lions running the ball in on them because they didn't have a running back that can cut it. You know, they didn't have a running back that can cut it. I got to say it 2 times. You know, them 31s, and you understand why the Lions can't sustain drives. Stafford can't drop back 40, 50 times a game and get 20, 30 first downs. A running back has to give you the threat of a home run and picking up tough yardage. Stafford ain't seen a real 8, 9 man box in a long time. Not even on 4th and goal. Sometimes they don't stack the box against the Lions because they know they're going to throw it. Bob Quinn, if he's such this smart GM for New England Patriots, then he knew the only problem with the Lions and how to fix them to get them over the playoff hunt was able to run the ball. They a dome team. When they go outside or go on the road or outside, they're not able to run the ball. Stop the run the ball is the 2 remedies to winning football games in the NFL, and everything else can fall in place after that. And Bob Quinn, he ain't figured that out yet. Looking from the outside in before you took the job, that was the number one thing. You see, you had 1,000-yard, thousands of yard receiver. You had another 1,000-yard receiver in Golden State. You had a 5,000-yard throwing quarterback. You didn't look at the simple fact that they couldn't run the ball, and that was the biggest issue. If you give the Detroit Lions a run game, they a totally different team this year. They a 12-4, 11-5 team at minimum. But you didn't want a good running back. You believe in these slow, quick running backs. You got Theo Reddick who run a 4.7 and only 150 pounds soaking wet. Exaggeration. Same as Amir Abdullah. You know, Zach Zenner, who can't stay healthy and can't take the NFL grind. What was he thinking? What was he thinking not getting a running back? This was a great running back class from Alvin Kamara to Dante Foreman to Christian McCaffrey to Leonard Fournette to Dalvin Cook to Jamal Williams with Green Bay. I mean, it was 10,000 running backs out there that he could have got and didn't get it. And that just shows me he's the number one problem. He don't know what he's doing. The Lions has historically got guys who didn't know how to build a football team. Matt Millen was a defensive guy but wanted to score 100 points a game and win football games. Everybody knows in the football, even babies know, even casual fans know, even people from across the pond who barely know football, it's a simple fact, playing defense win championships, period. Stopping the run, being able to run the ball is the formula for the base formula for winning a championship. If you can't stop the run, you can't run the ball, you can't win a championship. Not saying that you got to run for 2,000, 3,000 yards a season. Absolutely not. You have to be effective. You have to pick up 31. You have to get tough yards. You know, you have to run the ball, and Bob Quinn doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. He's not smart. His draft this year was not smart, my man. It was not smart. And I'm starting to think that he's just as stupid as the people who left. The people that left and made you align was just as stupid as Matt Millen because they was with Matt Millen with his team. So this is a make or break offseason for Bob Quinn. He got a lot of cap space this year. He got a lot of draft picks this year. Will he fix the run game? Will he bring back Amir Abdullah? He already brought back Eric Ebron. He believed in him for whatever reason it is. Which is dumb and stupid. He's interviewed Jim Bob Cooter. Now, Terrell Austin, I understand that. Terrell Austin is the best defensive coordinator, one of the best in the league. He had a top defense and had a top defense this year until Nada dropped off. They was a top 10 defense. Had him getting turnovers like a mug. He's proven. Jim Bob Cooter has proven nothing in this league yet. But for some reason, a lot of people like him. But I ain't seen it. And maybe it's Stafford the issue, but if you just paid him $135 million. So let me know what y'all think. More to see Line Talk. We gone.